Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego. It's November 25th, part two of the live stream. I think my internet provider booted me off for some reason. I'm not sure why, but we're good. We're back online, and I don't control the internet here in the Panhandle of Florida. And there's no hurricanes, there's no tornadoes, there's no climate abnormalities. So I don't know what happened, but I'm back live and ready to go again with the live stream. Besides, I still got a bunch of Mountain Dew to get through for Mountain Dew salutes. So hopefully, you know, hopefully you can come back and get back on the live stream and we can continue with the questions. Thank you, Chris and Emma. Welcome back. I apologize for that, ladies and gentlemen. But for some reason, the computer just was started going circular on me. I don't know. I didn't hear any missiles flying over the top of the house, so I don't know what happened. But we're back and with the questions. So let's put pixie dust all over the live stream because everybody got booted off for some reason. And I'll give Chris and Emma a Mountain Dew salute. Now, I was being asked some questions, and hopefully you could hear me. I was asking questions, and I don't know if I was responding to the questions. I don't know if you could hear me or not, but anyway, we're good. So anyway, Francois was asking me questions about her Social Security card. I had questions about, how do I upload a document into SEAC? Well, the SEAC is is the Consular Electronic Application Center. If you cannot figure out how to upload into the SEAC account from the K1 visa, then you just email the documents that are being requested to the embassy to their email account. Okay, just send it to the same thing happened to Karina. Karina, she had to have a Interpol police certificate sent to the embassy, and they said to upload it to the SEAC account. So she went in. I helped her. I showed her. She went into the SEAC account. And there's no way that she could find anywhere to upload anything because primarily the SEAC account is for spousal visas, not for K1 visas. So I got the Interpol police certificate from Interpol in Colombia, and I just sent it by email directly to the embassy in Bogota, Colombia. They got it, and then the next day they issued Karina's K1 visa, and then we went down to Bogota and picked it up. And we went and got it. When she picked it up, then we just stayed in Colombia till January, and then we flew from Bogota, Colombia to Miami, and then we drove up to here. But hopefully everybody will jump back on the live stream. I apologize. It was not me. Okay, maybe it was the internet provider was just giving me a hard time making a connection. But we're good. We're back live and we're talking. If nobody comes back onto the live stream, then don't worry about it. We will get it going again on the next one. Well, I don't know what day it is today. Today's Monday, right? So we have Unlucky Monday. And so, I didn't have any control over that. It was my internet provider. So I apologize. So we got a few people getting back on the live stream. Let's get those questions started again, and I'll keep talking and make up for that lost 5 minutes. It took me 5 minutes to figure out how to get back in. I had to go in and reload and enter passwords and reset everything. But now we're back up live and operating again. Okay. Never surrender, right? That's the goal. There's always something that pops up in a K1 visa application. There's always something that pops up in a green card application. But now I can see that the live stream is running a lot smoother. The everything's running a lot smoother. The stream is much better, and hopefully this one will not terminate. Hopefully my internet provider is not going to boot me off because for whatever reason. So let's keep going. Pixie dust for everybody. And Chris and Emma, good job on your processing. And if you are still waiting for your green card to get approved, don't worry. It's taking about 6 to 9 months to get a green card application approved. And it's taking about 3 to 4 months to get a work permit if you applied for the work permit. Now remember, and let me see, MB is asking me a question. Good evening, Diego. Please, we moved. My wife did her change of address online. I'm the sponsor. I'm going to fill in the AR11 form and mail help. That's okay. Get it in the mail. Here's what you do. You fill out the AR11 for your K1 visa applicant. Now, let me see. Have you got married yet? MB, are you guys married? Is she in the United States? I need MB. Are you married and currently working on the green card application? I need to know that, because if so, you're going to have to file for a change of address too on a different form. Hannah, hi Diego, hi Hannah, what's going on? And Francois, Diego? Is there an issue with the live stream? For some reason, the live stream wasn't connecting. It was going like this slow circle, okay? And then it just kicked me off. And I don't have any control over my internet provider. Okay, so there was a goofy connection, but I went in and reloaded everything from scratch, started a brand new live stream so we can continue with the chat. And here we are. And glad you're back. We're back. Karinas says hi to you also. She's in the back watching. She stopped in. She said, "What happened to the live stream?" I said, "I don't know. I just got booted off." And then I reconnected everything, and then she says hi to everybody, okay? But Karinas taking the night off. MB, yes, we got married in July and moved like 5 days ago. She got approved for her work permit. Listen, let me find the paperwork for you. Here it is, right up here. Now, the beneficiary, okay, your wife has to file the AR11. Mr. Sponsor, which is you, MB, you need to file Form I-865. Okay? You got to file this form right here. USCIS form. I'm going to write it out for you. I-865. Which is, what is that form? This is sponsors. I'm going to type it out. Sponsors notice of change of address. Okay. So the sponsor, if you move, Mr. Sponsor, if you move, you're going to fill out USCIS form I-865, and then your beneficiary, foreign national wife, is going to file AR11, form AR11. Make a copy of these forms, fill them out. Make copies of these forms. This is for moving. And send them to USCIS and keep copies. You got to keep whatever you send to immigration, you have to keep a copy of it. Okay? In case immigration loses it. Now you're good. So you got it. MB, do you understand what I just said? You've filed the AR11 for your beneficiary. Now you have to fill out USCIS form I-865 and mail it to immigration. There's no charge for this. It's a free form. You go online, you fill it out, and you mail it. Okay? You can find. I've made a video on how to do this. Let me see here. So you got married in July. You moved 5 days ago, and she got approved for her work permit. Well, here we go. Mountain Dew salute for the work permit approval. And now you understand the process. Chris and Emil. Okay, I did get an apartment, signed the contract. We'll be moving in this week, and I will update the new address. What is the site I need to go to update the address? You go to you can go to the online USCIS online account. You can check. You're going to need the receipt number for the approval of whatever you got to have the receipt number. You got to have let's see, what else do you need? You got to have an email address, and then and then the sponsor has to fill out form like the form I just mentioned. Okay, you got to do it. If you don't tell immigration that you've moved, okay, there are civil and there are civil criminal problems that could happen for the sponsor. And then the beneficiary, he or she could get into all kinds of immigration trouble. So it is very important, if you move, you got to notify USCIS, okay? Especially when you go to apply for U.S. citizenship. If you apply for U.S. citizenship, let's suppose you move and you don't notify immigration of your new address, okay? when you apply for U.S. citizenship will be denied probably if you don't tell immigration your new address. They're going to go on the computer and say, well, you say you live here, but your naturalization application says you live here. Where do you live? Well, we moved 2 years ago, 3 years ago. We moved from here to here. Well, did you notify immigration? Nah, I forgot. Okay, well, your U.S. citizenship possibly is going to be denied. You can still keep your green card. You just can't become a U.S. citizen. MB, yes, I understand. My wife changed her address on the USCIS website today. That's good. She still has to file the AR-11. Not necessary, but I would. Back it up with a mail-in. I'm going to fill out the 865 form. There you go. I would, even though you've done it online, okay, also mail it in. Back up what you just did. Back it up with and then you make a copy of the AR-11, okay, and you keep it on in your files. So when you go to apply for U.S. citizenship in 3 years, you get your 10-year green card, you apply for citizenship in 3 years from now, you're going to bring these documents with you to the U.S. citizenship interview. Well, here's my AR-11 that I changed my address with. Here's my Form 865 where the sponsor changed his address with. And then immigration will see that. And then you got no problems moving on with your naturalization process. Okay? Immigration is not making the process easy. They are very, very strict. Now, right here is Karinas' 10-year green card package. By the time we submit it, it's going to be probably double the size that it is now. This is 1 year right here. In another year, it's going to be like here. Okay? And Karinas going to apply for her 10-year green card on or after on March 25th, March 26th, 2026. How? Well, and I put that date right on the front of this package so we know when is the earliest we can file. If you file for the 10-year green card before you're allowed to, your 10-year green card will be denied. If you apply for the 10-year green card after the 90-day window of time, then you're going to be put into deportation proceedings. So you must file and lift the conditions off of your 2-year green card within 90 days of it expiring. If you do not, if you file too early, you get denied. If you file after the 90-day window of time, you will get a notice of deportation. So you can see how important this is, right? So you can see you want to put together a strong 10-year green card application, which is what we're doing here. Let's see. Let's take, for example, well, we got, you're going to have how much is it going to cost? If you've got any divorce decrees, you're going to have a front and back copy of the green card, okay? You're going to have the biographic page of the passport of the beneficiary. You got the biographic page of my U.S. passport. You got the full-length birth certificate, Karinas' full-length form birth certificate, translated into English. You got the I-797 notice of action approval for her 2-year green card. There's a copy of her military ID. There's both of our driver's licenses, pictures together on a white sheet of paper. There's her name on the title to the car. There's where she took her Florida Educational Driving School for her, so she can get her driver's license. There's her health. Here she is on the military health insurance. Here she is on the deed to the house. Here's her foreign credential evaluation for her tax degree account. And then here are the water, the gas, the sanitation, all the bills for the last 12 months that she's been in the United States, about 11 months. And then at the back of this application, we got all these pictures of us being together, doing things. There's bank statements from the day she got on the account. Okay, she got on the day she got on our bank account as a joint account holder. That bank statement is in this package, the first one, because immigration want to see the date that she became a joint account holder on your bank. Okay, there's her pay stubs from her job. Here's her credit card, my credit card. Here's a letter saying that she's a joint owner of this bank. There's receipts from when we went on dinner dates together, etc. Okay. So when you apply for your 10-year green card, you want to make sure it is stronger than when you applied for the 2-year green card, because you're updating everything. You're plus whatever you've done in the past. You're going to need to include the marriage certificate, any divorce decrees, any death certificates, any annulments. All that goes in for the 10-year green card application. MB, so you understand MB, and do a hard copy AR11 also. Hannah, hi Diego, I got my work permit within 40 days and I got a driver's license too. So still pending the adjustment of status. Well, that's good. So Mountain Dew salute, Hannah. Make sure you include the driver's license, okay, in the green card application. So you get a piece of white paper like this. You put your driver's license here, okay, and your sweetheart's driver's license here, right? You got 2 driver's licenses. You make a copy of it, blown up nice and big, and you include it in the green card application. So why do you want to put both of them together like that? Well, so immigration can see that you both live at the same address. Okay? Immigration want to see you both live together and you both cohabitating together at the same place. So Hannah, you got your driver's license. Your sponsor's going to have his driver's license, right? Right? You put them together and you put it in the green card application. Immigration can then look at it, and then you put that in a document protector. Good job. So Mountain Dew salute for getting your driver's license, Hannah. And let's see here. MB, yes, sir, Diego, I understand. We will do just that. There you go. That's good. If you move, you got to notify immigration. The sponsor has to, and the beneficiary has to. 2 separate processes. If you don't, when it comes time to become a U.S. citizen, there's a good possibility that U.S. citizenship will be denied because you didn't notify immigration of your new address. That's how strict they are, okay? Now, I apologize that the last live stream went down. I had no control over that, okay? It just went poof, okay? It just shut down, and the connection was gone. So I had to go back in, reboot the computer, and re-upload the systems to run the live stream. And here we are back again talking, and there's no problems with the live stream. So keep going with the questions. I know it's Monday, the first day back to work after the weekend, right? But it's very close to Thanksgiving, so everybody's hopefully will have the day off on Thanksgiving. And if you are a new American, if you're a new person in America, and you don't know what Thanksgiving is, learn what it is. Understand and try to understand what holidays we have here in the United States. We have Thanksgiving, we have Christmas, we have Independence Day, okay, which is on July 4th. Now, don't say Happy July 4th to somebody, because then if you say Happy July 4th on Independence Day, that's giving a salutation to Julius Caesar, the Roman emperor that created July. Well, we're not saluting the Roman emperor Julius Caesar. We are celebrating independence from England. So you say Happy Independence Day. Lots of people get lazy, especially Americans. They get lazy, and they, instead of writing out Happy Independence Day, they say Happy July 4th. And I'm like, what the heck? Why are we celebrating Julius Caesar, for crying out loud? Julius Caesar was a bad emperor, but he created July. You say Happy Independence Day, Happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, okay? Happy President's Day, Happy Veterans Day, things like that. MB, yes, sir, Diego, we will do that. Dilko Ahmed. Hey, Diego, K1 visa arriving 90 days after marriage. K1 visa arriving 90 days after marriage. If maybe after 1 year happen to divorce, what happens? So you get a K1 visa, it goes into the passport, you fly to America, You get married within 90 days. You file for the 2-year green card. And then a year into the marriage, you file for divorce. What happens? What happens is up to immigration. They can either cancel the green card and deport the beneficiary back to his or her home country. They'll send them back. If you did, because remember, this is a conditional green card, okay? It's conditional. What does conditional mean? It means you're here on a temporary basis to see if you are in a real relationship and to see if you like America, to make sure you are compatible with your new spouse in America, that you become acclimatized to the United States. You learn how this place functions. You learn about how our government works. You learn how to drive a car. You get a job. You start becoming a productive member of this country. If you're an older person, you don't need to work. That's fine. But you're on a 2-year conditional green card. If you get divorced after at least by 1 year, immigration will make a decision on whether to cancel the green card or not. Because remember this, the 2-year green card will terminate, okay, on the expiration date. It doesn't renew itself. It goes away. The 2-year green card becomes history at its expiration date. You and the sponsor, the beneficiary and the sponsor together, they have to lift the conditions off of that 2-year green card. Together. The sponsor has to sign it. The beneficiary has to sign the paperwork. Together. Okay? And you file a 10-year green card application. Okay? If you get divorced after a year, then the sponsor isn't going to file a 10-year green card. Then he's not or she's not going to lift the conditions off that 2-year green card, right? It's going to be on the shoulder of the beneficiary. So the beneficiary is going to have to prove why he or she is no longer married to the U.S. citizen, and the beneficiary is going to then have to prove to immigration why he or she should be issued a 10-year green card. And it's difficult to get a 10-year green card if you get divorced within the first year on the 2-year. 9 times out of 10, immigration is just going to deport you and send you back home. Okay? They'll send you back home. Ciao. See you later. Go home. Did that answer your question, Deco? So what happens after a divorce? Well, that person is in the country with a 2-year green card and is here legally. But when that 2-year green card expires, they're no longer here legally. Got to lift the conditions off the 2-year green card. How do you do that? It's a joint effort with the sponsor and the beneficiary, not just the beneficiary. Let me see. MB, another question. Can we put the AR11 and 865 forms in the same package and mail on separate envelopes? You can do that if you move. But when you fill out the 865, okay, when you fill out the 865, you don't have to put the AR11 in the 865 with the. Oh yeah, you can do that. Yeah. You can do that. That way you can show that both of you have followed the USCIS guidelines. That's correct. Go ahead and do that. You're good. That's a good idea. You can put them together. Well, it depends on the address also. There's 2 separate addresses. There's a separate address for the AR11 and there's a separate address for the 865. So if there's 2 different addresses, you have to send them to 2 different places, okay? So you can't put them together. All right? Do you understand what I just said? MB. They're 2 separate places. If the address, I'll have to look it up and see, okay? But if the address is the same for the 865 and the AR11, which is the change of address for the sponsor and the beneficiary, if those forms both go to the same place, you can put them together in the same envelope. But I got a feeling they go separate places. Let me see. Hannah, happy Thanksgiving to you, Diego. There you go, Hannah. Your first happy Thanksgiving in the United States. Mountain Dew salute. And the computer's running just fine, right? The live stream's good, no problems. Estelle Lemagum, hi Diego, happy Thanksgiving in advance. Estelle, happy Thanksgiving to you all and your family. I tell you, I'm thankful for Karina. I'm thankful for the United States. And let me, I don't know if you can see those hats or anything. I'm taking it out of the camera. I'm thankful for all of our friends around the world. I'm thankful for everything. I'm thankful that I'm able to do this live stream with you guys so I can help you get your green cards and your K1s and your spousal visas. Let me see. What other questions do I have? Anita Yawo. After the wedding ceremony, what do we need as proof to submit to the adjustment of status? The marriage certificate. The marriage certificate. I don't know if you can read my writing. Karinas, what happened there? There we go. Marriage certificate. Let me rewrite it so you can read it. What do you submit in a green card application? A ton of stuff. Man, I can't figure this out. There we go. A marriage certificate. Plus a lot of stuff. Right? So after the wedding ceremony, what do we need to show as proof that you got married? The marriage certificate. Plus a bunch of other stuff. And I've made a video. If you look in the channel, if you look for this video right here, if you look for this video right here in the channel, adjustment of status video, I explained to you how to put together a green card application. Abduli Jallo, hi Diego, greetings to you, watching from the beautiful United Arab Emirates. After USIS approval, I-129F, what happens next? Once you get the NOA2 letter, okay, you're going to wait for the NVC welcome letter. Okay, if I'm writing in capitals because I don't have my glasses on. So you get your NOA2 letter, okay, which is your approval. And then what you're going to do is you're going to wait for the NVC welcome letter. Get it, if I can get it to submit. And then when you get the NVC welcome letter, then you're going to get directions on how to process the K1 visa interview, how to pay for the consulate interview, how to set up the biometrics. Okay? So you're in the United Arab Emirates. Mountain Dew salute to our friends in the UAE. And to Abduli, what happens next? You wait for the welcome letter from the National Visa Center with the directions on how to go forward and process the visa interview at the embassy. And I spelled adjustment of status wrong. It's adjustment of status video. Look for that video. It tells you how to process a green card. But for some reason, I can't get it to post. Oh, well. Let me see. What other questions do we have? Let me remove these emoji thingamajiggers. I don't know how they got in there. Half of this stuff. Karina takes care of it. There we go. Tina Phoebe Umokoro. Oh, mosquito guy. One second, Tina. The mosquito guy. Hello from Lakeland, Florida. That's in Florida, right? Should I vest a tuxedo at my upcoming wedding? What do you mean, vest a tuxedo? Or just go casual? Please ask your viewers. You can wear a tuxedo to your wedding. That's your wedding. Mosquito guy. When you have your wedding, you wear what you want to wear at your wedding. But if you're having an engagement party, okay, an engagement party, this says search emojis. I'm not worried about emojis right now. I'm trying to be able to write. An engagement party, right? If you have an engagement party, you don't want to wear a tuxedo or cultural clothes. If you have an engagement party, which I hope you do before you file the K1 visa, you wear casual clothes to the engagement party. You don't want to give immigration a misconception that you got married, right? If you're like in some countries in Africa, especially, or in Morocco, they wear these beautiful clothes for their engagement ceremony. They include them in their K1 visa application. And what happens? Immigration thinks you got married. If you get an engagement ring, this is a wedding ring, but if you get an engagement ring included in your K1 visa application, make sure the jeweler writes on the receipt that this is an engagement ring. Okay? That way immigration doesn't misconstrue it as a wedding ring. You got to be very decisive in when you put this package together. So if you're going to get married in the United States, Mosquito guy, you can wear a tuxedo if you want to. I would say wear a tuxedo. My opinion, go formal. I would go formal. That's what I would do. And I'm trying to get rid of these emojis off of here so I can see what you guys are doing. How do you do that? How do I delete these emoji thingamajiggers? Okay, so Mosquito guy, you're in Lakeland, Florida. That's near the lakes, right? Isn't that near? Where is that near? That's way down. That's northeast of Fort Lauderdale, if I remember. But very beautiful part of the country. So wear a tuxedo. Anito, after the wedding ceremony, get the marriage certificate. Chris and Emil, state ID. So I will need billing information, visa, and marriage information about which Social Security number, which is best to go to the office or paper submission. Chris and Emil, I have made a video on how to adjust status to green card. It's easy to find in the channel. I've made 2 or 3 videos. It takes you 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Watch the video or just watch what you need to see, and then don't watch the whole thing if you don't want to. Just watch what's important to you. It will explain to you how to put together a green card application. But let me go over some things with you while you're here on the live stream, okay? I will need billing information. You will need to put your new wife. Here's the deal. Husband and wife need to show proof of cohabitation. How do you do that? Driver's licenses, state IDs. You're going to have to show proof of commingling of money. How do you do that? You get a Social Security number, get on a bank account, and you create a joint bank account. You have a joint bank account together. And then you wait a couple of months, you get a couple of bank statements that come in the mail, and then you put that in the green card application. So you got proof of cohabitation. You got proof of commingling of funds. You get both names on the water bill, the trash bill, the electric bill, home health insurance, car insurance, the title to the car. Get on the title to the car. Both names need to be on the title to the car. Why is that? You're showing proof of commingling of assets. Get on the deed to that apartment or the townhouse. Get on the deed to the house. Get on the lease agreement. What do I need to do to get a state ID? Go to the Department of Motor Vehicles and ask them. You live where? In Mississippi, right? Don't you live in Mississippi? Isn't that what you told me, if I remember? I try to remember where all you guys are all located around the world. But I think, Chris and Emma, you're going to be, I think you're in Mississippi. If I'm wrong, okay, go to the DMV in Mississippi or call them up and say, hey, what do I got to do to get a state ID? Explain that you have a K1 visa applicant who's got her and she has her I-94. Okay, you're going to need the I-94. Let me write it in here. You got to have this. You got to put the I-94 in the green card application. You're going to need to carry around a copy of the I-94. You're going to need the I-94 to get the Social Security number. The I-94 is basically your green card while you're waiting for your green card. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you get 6 copies of the I-94. This is the minimum. Okay. Why do you need 6? And where do you get the I-94 from? You go to the Border Patrol website. Border Patrol website, and then type in I-94. Go Border Patrol I-94. And then you go into the website and you find your I-94. You print 6 copies of it. One for the Social Security office, one to carry around in your purse or your wallet or your back pocket or your jacket pocket, because that's your green card while you're in America waiting for your green card to get adjudicated. Okay? You need an I-94 to get a driver's license or get a state ID if you don't have your green card. I don't know. Here in Florida, you cannot get a driver's license without getting a green card. When Karina went to get her driver's license, Okay. I told them that she's a green card holder. You got to notify them. And they said, okay. They took her green card. They punched her alien number in their computer. They punched in her alien number. It went to Tallahassee, the state capital. Tallahassee got it. They said, okay, yeah, she's in the country legally. The Homeland Security and Tallahassee agreed Karina was here legally, and she passed her written test and she passed her driving test, and they issued her a driver's license in Florida. That was the process. Got to have the I-94. Okay, excuse me, got to have the green card. But the I-94 is basically, it's just a temporary document to say you entered the United States legally. So the DMV in Mississippi may ask for the I-94. They may ask for the green card. Who knows? I don't know. It's up to the DMV in where you live. I can only talk for Florida because I live in Florida. Karina and I live in Florida. Okay, but Mississippi may have a different way of doing things. Virginia has a different way of doing things. California, who knows what they do in California? Okay, they got no security in Florida. In California, anybody can get a driver's license in California. That's scary. That's pretty scary. Anybody can vote in California without proof of ID, proof of citizenship. So if you're an illegal immigrant in California, you can vote in California, and basically that throws out the American citizens vote. You know, honestly, it's a crazy world we're living in, right? Okay, guys, I've been talking for an hour, 30 minutes on this live stream, 30 minutes on the first live stream that crashed and burned. It wasn't my fault. It was the connection. Now the connection's good. Do we have any more questions? If not, I'm going to go ahead and sign off, and I'll be back for another live stream on Wednesday with Karina. Okay, no more questions. Everything's good. I answered everybody's questions. We will see you on Wednesday.